Dear students, welcome you all for the second session of the third chapter of Direct Tax 2, fourth semester, Mangalore University, BCom. So in this session, we are going to discuss method and also the rates of depreciation. So my presentation for this session will include method of calculating depreciation, additional depreciation, then unabsorbed depreciation, then rates of depreciation. Now let us discuss what is the method of calculating depreciation. So first of all, we have to take the written down value of the asset of block of asset at the beginning of the year. So take the written down value of the block of asset at the beginning of the previous year. Then after taking that value, we have to add if there is any additions included during the year. So that is adding the cost of asset purchased during the year, that has to be added to the written down value. Then we have to minus it. We have to deduct the sale price of any asset sold, or we can take also the scrap value, then discarded value or demolished value or destroyed value during the year. So if any asset which is sold, either sold or discarded or demolished or destroyed during the year, that value we have to take. So that has to be deducted from the written down value. Then whatever the value we get is, that is called as written down value for the calculation of depreciation. So calculate depreciation on the balance amount at the given rate. So that is the amount, or that is the value to calculate the depreciation. So if the written down value is negative, okay, then no depreciation can be charged. So if the return done value is only positive, then depreciation can be charged. Otherwise, there is no meaning in charging the depreciation. And if all the assets are sold in a block of asset, then again depreciation cannot be charged, even though there is a balance return down value. Okay, even though there is a balance return down value, if asset is not there at all, then we cannot charge the depreciation. Then let us discuss about additional depreciation. As per Income Tax Act, if any plant and machinery which is bought after 31st March 2005, then there is an additional depreciation provided to such plant and machinery. So it can be claimed on the new plant and machinery acquired after 31st March 2005 by an assessee in the previous year in which it begins manufacturing or producing. That means actually when it is put to use, from that date we can charge the additional depreciation. So rate of additional depreciation on such plant and machinery is 20%. It is given by the Income Tax Act itself, law itself. So that is 20% on the actual cost of the plant and machinery which is bought. But if the plant and machinery which is bought newly, which is used for less than 180 days, then we have to take only the 50% of this actual depreciation, only 50%. That means only 10% has to be taken. So if the new plant and machinery acquired after 31st March 2005 by an SSC in the previous year is put to use less than 180 days. Okay, remember, less than 180 days means from 179 days onwards, then 50% of 20% is charged as depreciation. So 50% of 20% is, so it is 10% of depreciation has to be charged. If it is for exactly 180 days, then it is full depreciation, 20%. If it is more than 180 days also, full depreciation can be charged. Now let us discuss about unabsorbed depreciation as per section 32 subsection 2 of the Income Tax Act. So what is this unabsorbed depreciation? So unabsorbed depreciation is treated as an expense. We know we can deduct it from the income. But if there is no income, if there is no sufficient income to charge the depreciation, then depreciation will remain as it is, because it cannot be deducted from the income. There is no income at all. Then at that time, depreciation can be carried forward. It can be carried forward to next year. If there is any income in that year, then from that income it can be deducted. So such depreciation which could not be absorbed during the year is known as unabsorbed depreciation. That means you could not deduct it from the income. That's why it has become unabsorbed. And it can be carried forward to any number of years. If there is any unabsorbed depreciation, it can be carried forward to any number of years. And even if there is no business income, you can also utilize income from any other head to deduct depreciation. Okay, to deduct depreciation, any other head income can be used. So if profit for the year is not sufficient to absorb depreciation either fully or partially, unabsorbed depreciation can be deducted from any other head of income. As I told you, it can be any other head can be used to deduct the depreciation or to absorb the depreciation. So if it still remains, means it is unabsorbed, it could not be absorbed. So that depreciation is treated as unabsorbed depreciation, and it can be carried forward to subsequent assessment years to be adjusted against future taxable income. That means if there is next year, if there is income, if no income, it can be again carried forward. So whenever there is income, it can be deducted from the profit. So it can be carried forward to unlimited period. Now let us discuss the rates of depreciation for important items. Okay, serial number, asset name and rate. For buildings other than residential purpose, it is 10%. So all the buildings other than residential purpose, it is 10%. Then buildings used primary for residential purpose, it is 5%. Then for furniture, all furniture fixtures, it is 10%. Then plant and machinery, 15%. Then motor cars, it is 15%. Then computers, including computer software, it is 40%. Then books, being annual publications and all types of books, it is 40%. Then intangible assets, it is 25%. So these are the various rates of depreciation for various assets. So that's all from this video. Thank you for watching this video.